Welcome back to another video. Dark Water Divination here. My name is Brianna. I'm a psychic medium and an intuitive reader, and I have a full moon message here for you if you would like it. I'm gonna kind of start with like a vibe check, kind of give you the synchronicities that I've been picking up, see if it's putting down for you, and then you can stay. If not, that's okay. You can go somewhere else. I won't fault you for it. One of the things that I've noticed that has been the largest like sign for this full moon, and could be a big sign for you as well, is the awareness or the expression of subconscious behavior or subconscious thoughts. So this could be fears or feelings or dreams or emotions that have sort of been underneath the surface. It feels like you are currently either working your way through the unseen, working your way through, I don't want to chalk it up to it being as easy or as simple. That's not even simple. How do I want to put this? I was going to say like working through mental blockages, but I feel like everybody says that in a tarot reading. But honestly, I feel like there are things bubbling up for you, coming up to the surface for you that you are actively working on, but it's things that people can't see. However, you are noticing physical rewards or physical, tangible manifestations of this internal work. It's almost like you are now starting to understand how to receive from a place of being stationary. It's like going into a meditative state, creating your own world, like a Sims, right? And then creating that meditation world, that Sims world, to then reflect your physical world. I hope that that makes sense. There's so much energy in this full moon that it feels, it almost feels like I can't put it into words. It is so deeply felt, and it's dramatic feelings of expression. It's intense expression or intense emotions. It's very bold. It's very in your face. Like, these are things that you can't necessarily ignore. And again, what you ignore will just come back in the next 6 months. There seems to be a highlight. Speaking of 6 months, that could be 6 months prior, which would have been, I believe, August, or 6 months from now. There's been some sort of big change, or this has been when you have been pulling yourself out of the subconscious, pulling yourself out of what I feel like is subliminal programming or societal programming. I feel like that is something that you were pulling yourself out of. But let me actually get into the cards that were pulled, because I think I'm like 3 minutes in. We're going to go into the overall full moon message now. However, we are going to pull tarot cards to dissect in the next part, or this part, who knows. Dissect what is going to be happening for you specifically in love and in career. That part will most likely be on my YouTube if you want to go ahead and check that out, Dark Water Divination. I just saw 333 on the timer too, so that could mean something for you. But right now it feels like not necessarily a pivotal point, but it feels like right now there's a heavy emphasis on the fact that your guides are around you. Heavy emphasis on the fact that there are things being moved around in the unseen. That's another thing that just keeps coming up. One of the things that I want to mention that just came to my head, actually, that I have written down, is wind. Whispers in the wind, answers in the wind, and the wind is unseen, right? You can't see it, but you can hear it, you can feel it, and that is like the perfect word to sort of like encompass this feeling. Is it's very unseen, but you can feel it. It's very much like the wind. So you could be connected to the wind. Air signs could mean something specifically for you, but especially with the wind being connected to the mind, I feel like with the thread, you are pulling yourself out of the dark, right? Especially with this image. And it feels like what this red line is it's almost like spirit giving you a lifeline, or more succinctly, it is your direct connection to the universe, to your guides, that is allowing you to move through this threshold, which, oh my god, threshold, I also wrote down. That just went off of my desk. That's okay. you are passing through a threshold, and there's a doorway that is open for you right now. And again, it is one of those things that is unseen but can be very tangibly felt. And you are being given physical signs, physical expressions of exactly where to go and how to move. This is almost like you hearing a word consistently on TikTok or something, and then you go out to the grocery store and the person behind you says that exact word, and then you go out to eat and the person that sits next to you ends up talking to you about that same subject. It's sort of like that, where it's like led you're being led through these physical, tangible expressions or synchronicities or manifestations that are coming in. They're very bold. Also, what's been coming up is bloom. I know that we're about to come into the spring here in Northern Hemisphere, but the word bloom could be coming up, and bold. So B words, your name could start with a B. Somebody in significance could start with a B. What they also want to tell me is they were highlighting that this is sort of reminiscent or reminding me of the 10 of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment, and like a love 616. You could be seeing mirroring numbers, which I actually have written down here, and I'll put it on the screen, or I'll say it here in a second. There's so many channels coming through, but they were highlighting the 10 of Cups for me, right? And this thread to it. There could be something about the red string theory, or you having this deep soul connection, deep soul bond with somebody, and your goal, part of the unseen goal, is that you are making your way towards this person. I also feel like a part of the unseen, and with this red thread connection concerning the romantic connection or the soul tie that you have, I feel like this is something that you do know of, that you have an idea of, or this is somebody that is already in your life. This isn't just a random stranger that you haven't met. I feel like you either have an idea of who it is, or you absolutely definitely like know who this person is. But I don't feel like this is quite coming together. I don't feel like this is somebody that you are together with. Again, I feel like this is something that is unseen. It feels very much like you both see each other, and you're both sort of in this dark, the subconscious, right? Because the subconscious is the dark, and most things are created and born out of the dark. The darkness is absolutely nothing to be afraid of, which is partially why I called myself Dark Water Divination, because a lot of growth, a lot of creation stems from nothingness, which is the blackness, which is the dark. But anyway, and seeds grow in the darkness. Fermentation, right? It cradles things and holds things, and allows you to see from a perception and a way that we wouldn't be able to in the light. It's almost like a I want to say like a breeding ground, and a breeding ground doesn't necessarily have to have a negative connotation either. And what I feel like a part of this full moon is also helping you with your communication and your mental space of reframing things away from negative connotations. Reframing and redefining words. Words also have been like a theme or significant in this. So needing to watch your words, needing to pay attention to your communication, reworking your words also. I was with somebody today who was talking about finances, and like, oh, I'm too broke right now. And it's like, no, you're not too broke. You have enough money you have the money that you need right now, right? You can afford food, you can afford your rent, you can afford your bills. All of that is paid. You just don't have like extra spending money. So you have the money that you need. So it's reframing like that. With this unseen though, I feel like there is a healing. That's funny because the other card, sorry, that came out is the healer, right? And like a gestation of fermenting. There's something cooking. There's something being generated, something being generated that is being birthed or created out of this subconscious. It's like how do I want to explain? It's almost like a Big Bang theory, and honestly, some of you guys could subscribe to or feel like you are a part of the Twin Flame collective. I'm gonna have to pause this for just a second. if you're watching on TikTok, you can go ahead and watch the rest of this reading over on my YouTube, Dark Water Divination. I hope that this helps, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you are already here on YouTube, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for the support on here. But let's get back to it. But there's a creation or something being birthed out of your ability to hear and see the signs and follow them despite being in this dark subconscious energy, right? Again, the unseen, the synchronicities, the feelings that you get of the fact that you are being guided is what is sort of helping bring you out of this subconscious darkness, the fears, so that way you can bring yourself into that 10 of Cups energy, that fulfillment, the wish fulfillment, the happiness, the interconnectedness. That's another thing that has been coming up a lot around this full moon, is an interconnectedness. For some of you, this is going to be for a small collective, but for some of you, there is a spirit child or a spirit baby that is coming through that is going to be helping with this, especially with a coming together of a union. That is also something that is going to be a part of the unseen. However, I say that because this is a full moon in Leo. Leo rules, or the ruler of Leo is the 5th house, which has something to do with, I just saw 1112, that could mean something for you guys. But the 5th house is indicative of children, joy, childlike joy, but children specifically. So for some of you, you could be guided by who you believe will be your child, or there is some sort of spirit child that is going to be helping. This also made me think of a womb. So for some of you, you could be pregnant or in the process of getting pregnant with the person that you're already with. If I'm explaining a connection that you're already in, then both of you are working on this separately but together, and it's just the work that each of you are doing is unseen. The oracle cards that we pulled is communication is key, new moon in Gemini, and adjustments are required, 3rd quarter moon. So what I got with this, one of the things is somebody's flirting with you is what this means. So I just wanted to put that out there. But communication is key, right? With a lot of what's going on is unseen. However, you are receiving physical rewards for the work and the levels and the notches, the ascension that you are actively going through, the thresholds that you are breaking. Through that, communication is going to be key. You absolutely need to communicate how you are feeling, communicate what is coming up to you, what is coming up for you, communicate to the people around you what you're feeling and what you need, what will help heal you. Don't be afraid to ask for help or for nurturing. And oh, what I wanted to say, I said this to somebody else the other day because it felt very relevant, and it feels really relevant now, right? You can be somebody who is strong, and you can be somebody who is typically a pillar for those in your life, and still be allowed to ask for help. Asking for help doesn't mean that you are any less strong or any less capable or any less or negative of anything, right? Asking for help just means that you need help. That's it. Very simple. It can be that simple. Things are allowed to be simple, which I feel like is a part of the message. Also, with this, adjustments are required. Again, I feel like it's just sort of reiterating the fact that you are still in the darkness. You are still in this liminal space of things coming up for you from the subconscious, but it is coming up so you can see it, become aware of it, and heal it from a very bold frontal view as well. Some of you could be experiencing mirroring numbers. I consistently have been seeing mirroring numbers every single time that I've looked up. But I wanted to say the numbers. So 282, 683, 123, so ascending numbers, or any numbers in ascending order. Also because I feel like you guys have been sort of like, it feels like a notch in like a ladder. Like you guys have just been consistently hitting the mark on each upgrade and each ascension and each sort of, I don't want to necessarily say lessons, because for those of you who resonate with this, it doesn't feel like it's lessons. It just kind of feels like assignments, like homework assignments. So it's like, but each homework assignment upgrades you, ascends you in a way that is so physically obvious. And yeah, it's just bold. It's right there. There is no question on whether or not that was a sign. There is no question on whether or not that was a vision. You know that it is. Even though you can't see it, you know that it is. Another thing that this unseen card speaks about is clairsentience and clairvoyance. So a lot of you could experience an increase in your in like a telepathic communication with somebody that could be a lot more physical, a lot more present. So whereas before you could telepathically hear them, you could be receiving sensations as well, or the telepathic thought that comes in, the phone call that comes in, could induce a physical response, if that makes sense. So your heart could just start beating, or your palms could get sweaty, or your whole body could get hot. Do you know what I mean? And then and in that way, it's like, okay, this is definitely not a regular thought. This is definitely not just coming from me. This is coming from an outside source. This is coming from somebody else. And all of that, right, has to do with the work of discernment and understanding, and giving yourself time and space to understand what is mine and what is theirs, what is mine and what is other people, where is it coming from, how is it affecting me, and how am I feeling. And I feel like that's a part of the journey of the healer. I feel like I'm talking to a collective of people that are healers. Whether you do it professionally or you do it for the people in your life or your community, you're very much somebody who just naturally knows how to heal and take care of yourself and others. A matriarch, is that what I need to... Matriarch, because I don't actually fully know what that means, so I'll look that up later. But that could mean something for you guys. I believe it means like a feminine archetype ruling. I'm not sure. Some of you could also be... Okay, so with that being said, let me actually shift into tarot. I had my tarot deck somewhere. I cannot find it. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay, I was gonna say, it's gotta be somewhere. Let's shift into the tarot cards for career and love, because what I wanted to start going into is a dramatic shift in your finances, and this is going to be for a positive upswing, and especially when it comes to creative endeavors, entrepreneur work, or something that you are passionate about. You don't necessarily have to be an entrepreneur, however, something that you are passionate in ways of career or making money. Some of you could also be feeling anxious or feeling like you need to get ready or get prepared for something. I feel like this equally has to do with career and love, but I feel like you're anxious or getting ready because I feel like you are about to cross a threshold. That threshold word again. You are about to cross a threshold into a new life or a new reality that you have not experienced before. Again, this is going to be a physical manifestation and in financial abundance, the likes of which you have not seen, the likes of which will be grandiose. For some of you, this could be an inheritance coming in, or some sort of assistance or help from your ancestors. Also, what I kept getting was the phrase, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. So again, it's almost like once your financial situation turns around for the positive, it's just going to just continue. When it rains, it pours. A lot of you may be receiving clarity as well, or completing things in creative projects or creative endeavors, passion endeavors. Birth keeps coming up as well, so some of you could be expecting a little one here shortly, or have just given birth to a little one. I also kept getting the feeling of preparing, or somebody getting things in order, getting things ready. So again, if you're about to have birth, you're getting like the baby bag ready, the hospital bag ready. You're making sure you've got all your documents and papers ready, things like that. I've never had a kid. I have no idea how you get ready for that, so that was just like the examples I could think of on the top of my head. Oh, I never finished the numbers. Okay, so the numbers are 1, 2, 3, Ascension, 12, 12, 20, 737, and 757. Okay, thanks for bearing with me on that, you guys. But let's get into career. But getting things in order. Again, if you're about to start a business, you're getting things in order. You're writing down your business plans. You're getting your documentation. You're getting your website together. You're getting your social media together. I can't get it together with shuffling right now. I just saw 2022, so 222 could also mean something for you guys. Okay. What can my collective expect for career with this full moon in Leo? What can my collective in career? The Chariot! Oh my god, no way. Okay, yeah, so success and abundance and your ability to control and balance things, getting things in order, being really successful. Also, what I just learned today that I didn't think of and had never really learned before was chariots were like luxury. Like it was something that you had to afford. So for a lot of you are going into a reality or a lifestyle that a lot of people won't be able to afford. Some of you could also be getting a new car or be coming into a financial situation where you will be able to receive a new car. Or again, the Chariot is a card of movement. So a lot of you could be moving, prepping, getting ready. So you could be moving positions, moving into a higher position. You could be moving companies, moving jobs. You could be moving locations to start a new job. What else in career? After this, we will get into what is going on for love. We have Ace of Swords. So this is breakthrough energy. This is also like, to me, the Ace of Swords is like a mental breath of fresh air. It's like a clarity coming in. I saw 2202, 222s again, but the Ace of Swords, yeah, it feels like wind, like answers, like just receiving clarity and information and breakthroughs in such a quick, like rapid fashion. Or it's like a sudden stroke of enlightenment or a sudden stroke of a thought, right? Ooh, as we're talking about Three of Pentacles. Oh, also, though, I also just feel like this is going to be a career that is either mentally stimulating or one that you are mentally on par with, mentally matched with. The Three of Pentacles also for this is signifying that this is going to be, you are going to be working with or around or have a team that you are very comfortable with, that you feel good with, that you will be able to collaborate with. You could also be either mentoring or coming into a position or a place where you are going, ran out of space on that. But anyway, you are going to be working in a much more conducive environment. But let's get into love before I run out of more space. I really want to make sure I get you guys a really good space too. Space moving. I just feel like somebody's like moving or making space, clearing space for something. Let's see. What does my collective need to know? Okay. We are going to try to do this as quickly as possible, the love section, because everything keeps getting cut off. Like, and there's literally no reason why it should. So I feel like this is something that is a part of the unseen. I feel like this is something that is supposed to be a surprise, something that you're not really supposed to know about. However, I feel like it is something that you've been getting whispers of. What I am allowed to tell you is you have the World and Ace of Cups. So what these two together basically means is, as a reward, you are getting a beautiful brand new beginning in love. There's going to be an emphasis on relationships and in love and a deepening emotionally, right? Which they had signaled in the oracle cards. I just saw 44, so 4s could mean something for you guys. But in the oracle cards, we saw the 10 of Cups, which is complete emotional happiness with family and with a partner. And the world is a completion, a job well done for all of the hard work that you've been doing. And once we kind of get a hold of the conscious mind, then we work on the subconscious mind, or at least that's how it's been for my journey. And then once you get through the subconscious bit, that's when you are rewarded with this brand new life, a brand new journey, and you start the tarot all over again, but with a renewed sense of self and a deeper sense of confidence and a deeper sense of self. On the bottom of the deck, for some of you, there could be a decision. Oh my god, and the 10 of Cups underneath that. You guys, I wish I didn't have to stop the video so that way you guys could see. I kid you not. I kid you not. I kid you not. There is a twin flame or a soulmate coming in, and for some of you, you could have had to split ways with this 2 of Swords, or there could have been some sort of confusion or impasse in your paths in a way that caused you to work on it individually. Again, there's some sort of subconscious programming or coding that needed to be worked through, worked on. But with this world, I feel like that's been completed and it's been worked on. And because of that, there's a opening, a brand new beginning. This could also be asking for you to open your heart. If you're somebody who is single and you're not attached to anybody, then this is asking for you to open your heart and allow yourself to be curious and explorative of the different paths that you can choose. Of the different ways that you can be excited and nurtured and enjoy being, romanticize your dating life, essentially, if you are single, and romanticize your own life and romanticize yourself. I am starting to lose my voice, so I feel like that is the end of the message. I hope that this helps, and thank you guys so much for being here and for supporting me, and I really truly hope that this helps or brings you some guidance. Tarot has changed my life, and so, and in like a good way, it's changed my life in a good way, and so I hope that I can be one of those readers that helps you guys too. So I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a beautiful and safe full moon. I'll see ya.